Hello everybody, welcome to my channel, That Halloween Life. I'm Eddie here. In today's video, I am going to be sharing with you some of my vintage finds for 2026. I love vintage Halloween. I love anything from my childhood. I love finding anything before I even existed in this world. And I love finding things. Some of the best stories when hunting vintage decor is getting these objects and things from original owners. So I have some things here that came from original owners. I have some things that came from eBay. I'm always on eBay. I'm always on Facebook Marketplace. I'm always hunting antique stores, flea markets, garage sales. In my area, I'm pretty lucky that people love garage sales and flea markets. So through spring, through fall, I have a lot to choose from. So the first item I want to share with you guys is a pretty cool, neat find. This is a Telco motion net. Now, I love the motion nets. They are, they really developed in like the mid to late 80s. So close to when I was birthed into this world, these were coming to life as well. Now, the older ones are plug-ins. They are going to be harder to find and track down and a little bit more valuable and rare. But this is the battery-operated one, so this is going to be early to mid-90s. This is considered the skeleton, and what I love about this particular piece is that I have quite a few Telcos in my collection now. They're all battery-operated, but this one was never used. This was new old stock NOS. A lady had acquired this through a friend or family member. She loved Halloween and people would often gift her things. Well, she had one of these already in her collection when this was gifted to her, and she didn't have the heart to tell the person that she already had one. So she ended up putting this in her closet and never used it. So here is the box right here. It is in great shape, no wear whatsoever. You can still see the little twist ties right there on the cardboard inside it. And what I love about this, that what I look for on these Telcos is when it says new electronic human-like laughter. Hope you can see that. So this one has the laughter effect to it. There's a couple different noise variations. The other one's kind of hard to describe without me playing it, but they're in my closet, and they remind me of Saw, Jigsaw, Billy the Puppet. When you hear them, when you hear that sound, you know it's vintage Halloween. But this one has the laughter vintage sound to it, which I love. Now this has a switch that allows the motionette to be in motion without noise and with noise. Oh my gosh. Okay, so it's quite loud. So even without the sound, you can hear the gears and everything. They're very, very loud. So I'm going to turn it off. But I was looking for them with that specific laughter sound. And I've seen a couple on eBay, but they had the different noise. And this one to me is a little bit spooky, a little bit scary. And I just adore him. Great shape. No dirt. I didn't have to clean him up. No holes, no tears in his little cape. He is absolutely adorable. Next up, I found these Wizard air fresheners right here. Now, Wizard air fresheners shared the same molds as the girly candles. So I have some from my childhood. Here is my original Frankenstein my mother bought in 1988. He's in great shape. And I ended up finding this ghost coming out of the trick-or-treat bag. This one does not glow in the dark. Some of them do, some of them don't. Most of the girly candles, you'll know because they have the wick. They usually glow in the dark. Now, this is wax, and it even has a warning on the bottom of the label that says do not place near heaters, do not place near or in direct sunlight. So this is in great shape. It has a copyright date of 1987, which is a special year for me. So being able to acquire one of these that has not been damaged. It did not come with the original box, but it is in great shape. So these were very, very popular in the 80s. I know girly candles were also available in the 60s and 70s, but I think these molds became popular, really popular in the 80s, but they're just really, really fun. The colors vary between air fresheners and the actual candles, but they're all wax. Here we have the Dracula, which is very rare and a lot more expensive to acquire. As you can see, there is no wick and he is hollow. So he was the air freshener, the Wizard air freshener. Glows in the dark. He pairs nicely with my girly actual candle. I love them together. And ended up getting this one for under 20 bucks. So here is the witch. I have two of these actually. This is one I found on eBay years ago, but I do have the original one my mother had in 1988, where she actually did light the witch hat at a Halloween party in 1988, and part of the hat is melted. So, but I wanted to find one that was pretty much near mint, so I have a melted one, and I have this one here. So those are really fun finds. I adore my girly candles. I adore those Wizard air fresheners. They're so nostalgic. Also a really great find is the blow-up 6-foot skeleton. Now, I've grown up with these my whole life. When I started to drive and got my license, I would blow these up and put them in my passenger seat and drive around Fredericksburg, Virginia, which is where I'm from. And when I did trunk or treats, I had a couple of them. One would be in the driver's seat, one would be in the passenger seat. So I've been putting these in my cars now for over 20 years. Unfortunately, the two I had, they were in a tote when I moved, and my tote went missing. I have no idea. It broke my heart because I found one at a old pumpkin patch for $3, and it was vintage then, 20 years ago. And then I acquired one of these at CVS around 2009. You could find some of these in CVS for like $3 to $5 a piece. So it's nearly 6 feet. And it has the see-through cage. And it's got the bloody skull face. This is absolutely a wonderful blow-up skeleton. And I'm surprised more Halloween enthusiasts do not talk about these, because these are so fun. And they're a lot easier to put in your cars. They're lighter weight. You can strap the seatbelt around them. They're not as clunky as the ones people put in their cars now from like Spirit Halloween, Walmart, Target. It's not posable like those. Those have more joints and you can pose them. So there's benefits to that, but this is something I can put in the car really quick. That's lightweight. Strap a seatbelt on it. I used to put little hats on them as well. I would put my like car hats on it. He would be with me at my trunk or treat, so I'm very happy that I ended up tracking one down for like 12 bucks. This is from my childhood as well. This is the 21-inch Frankenstein Action Dancer Honeycomb. This one is from my childhood. The one from my childhood did not survive, so I ended up tracking this one down online for $10. But I absolutely love Honeycomb, these action dancers. I remember as a kid always yanking at the feet and the arms, and eventually the feet fell off. The arms would fall off. One leg would be longer than the other. My mother always had to tape them on. Sadly, they got a lot of play wear. They broke, and eventually my mother threw them away. So I opened it off camera for the first time. It had a copyright date of 1990 on it. $10. Original Honeycomb, never played with. Look at those colors. I love the purple and green from the 90s and early 2000s. I know a lot of people love the classic black and orange, but for me, being a late 80s baby and a 90s child, I really have appreciation for the purple and green combinations. These are so fun, and he will stretch out longer. I just don't really want to pull on them. I think the way I have them right now will work just fine with the rest of my vintage honeycomb decor. So such an amazing find. Love Beistel. Who doesn't? If you're a Halloween fanatic, Beistel is just nostalgic for all of us. All of us at some point had Beistel something in our home, I imagine, growing up. Another find that I found for really cheap is this Halloween pumpkin cat lamp. This is considered a lamp blow mold. The color on this one is absolutely beautiful. It's vibrant. There's no cracks or dents on this one whatsoever. Has the original paint that is still there. A little bit of it is chipping. But the first quarter of the year is a great time to look and hunt for vintage decor, whether it's in person or online. A lot of people are exhausted from the holidays. You had Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the New Year. So a lot of resellers get impatient, I guess. They want to move their products. If it didn't sell during Halloween, they are willing to give you better deals in the off season. So that first quarter is a great time to look online for vintage decor. They are willing to negotiate with you. Their ultimate goal is to move product quickly, and they don't want to have anything sit. They go to a lot of estate sales, flea markets, yard sales. So if it didn't sell that Halloween, didn't sell for that Christmas, they're going to be easier to work with, and you can find things at a great deal. I think I got this one under 20 bucks. So also the second quarter of the year is a great time to hunt for Halloween decor. This is when people are doing a lot of spring cleaning. They are going through their attics, their garages, their sheds, and they just want to move things. So flea markets are very popular, and my friend found this for me. She called me on the phone and was like, I'm in a basement, I'm picking, her phone is crackling, and she was like, I found a Halloween blow mold. Do you want it? I'm sending you pictures. The pictures aren't going through. I gotta go upstairs. Hold on. So she was really excited. I think it's really sweet when people hunt and look for things for you. This is a actually very unfamiliar, rare blow mold. I have not seen it in person, or I haven't seen it circulate online, then I know it's rare and it's harder to find. This is a early 90s, somewhere between 1990 and 1993. This blow mold is called Tweet, and it's one of 4 beetle blow molds that came out in the early 90s. I knew when the picture finally came through and she got some service that it was old, because at some point she told me, the owner said, well, they know it's older than 15 years. I was like, okay, well, I'm interested. And then when I saw it, I said, well, I know this is older than 15 years because it's your basic common orange and black combo. Very simple paint, has overspray on it. All those common signs of a vintage blow mold. So it did not come with an original cord, but the lady that was selling items and they were picking through had a whole bunch of cords never used in a tote. So I guess technically it kind of came with a cord, even though the original cord did not come with it. But it was extremely dirty, and I cleaned it up, and now I can proudly display it with the rest of my vintage blow molds. So don't ever give up. Look for vintage Halloween all year round. It's so fun. You never know what deals you're going to be able to come across. So until next video, happy hunting, stay safe, and happy Halloween.